learn how I built a six-figure business online from scratch with just $100. Hey gang, this is Mike with MrNoFluff.com, and today I'm going to talk about exactly how I started an online business bootstrapping with $100. Okay. Now, the very first thing when I started this business, I knew what I wanted and what I didn't want. So I'm going to share that with you because it might be something that you're thinking about as well. I didn't want to start a business and have a bunch of employees, right? Because I already had that. I've been an entrepreneur since high school. And so, I had multiple successful multi-million-dollar businesses, and then I wasn't happy in life. And so what I did is just close them down, give most of my stuff to the homeless people. So I wanted something that was very chill and relaxed, but I still made six-figure income. So I didn't want to have a lot of employees. I didn't want to have a whole lot of overhead, like big office buildings and tables and computers and etc. Okay, I want to have like a complex phone system and etc. The other thing I didn't want was that I didn't want to start a business and get into debt. What I mean by that is there are so many franchises I can start where I have to get into debt, borrow money to start, like a hamburger business or a coffee shop or so many other things. So I didn't want to get into debt. So that was another thing I didn't want. The other thing is I didn't want to start a business where I needed a lot of capital. I didn't want to put $10,000 in. I didn't want to put $100,000 in. I didn't want to put $1 million in to start it. I want something that I could start with just very small amount of money. Okay, so those are some of the things that I didn't want when I started this business from scratch. Another thing I didn't want is to be dependent on middleman. What I mean by that is I didn't want to be dependent on, Amazon, like try to sell stuff on Amazon or try to do like affiliate programs where I have to depend on some other company to pay me or do some multi-level marketing or things of that nature, because at any time these middlemen can cut me out or change your policies or rules and I will be stuck out. So I know I definitely didn't want that because as an entrepreneur since high school, I knew that, for example, I used to sell supplements online and I was like at the balls of the mercy of the supplement company. If they changed their prices, then I had to change my prices. If they told me I couldn't sell this anymore, then I couldn't sell it anymore. So I didn't want a middleman, okay? Here's another thing that I really wanted. I wanted a business that had high profit margins because I owned a real estate brokerage firm where I had realtors working for me and brokers working for me that were older than my grandparents. I learned that, when someone did a real estate deal and it was a $100,000 home, they did the same amount of work that another agent did a deal and they closed on $1 million home. And the only difference was that one person walked away with a whole lot of money in their bag and the other person walked away with just a skinny little money. But the workload was exactly the same. So I wanted to make sure I started a business that had high profit margin. Now, there's two other things that I didn't want to do either. I didn't want to spend a lot of time learning. For example, I could have, flipped bikes or, flip ATVs or flip cars or stuff like that because I had to spend a lot of time. I'm not a mechanic. I didn't want to flip cars. I know I have students that I help them to have multi-million-dollar car businesses. So I knew I didn't want to do something that's going to take a lot of time to learn. For example, when I started investing in real estate, it took me a long time to learn about creative real estate strategies like subject tos or seller financing and creating notes and so on. So I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time learning before I start earning because I needed to make money now, right? So those were some of the things that I didn't want to do. So here's what I did. Here's the business that came up to me, which was flipping bicycles. You heard right. I know it sounds really funny, but flipping bicycles, checkpoints, everything I talked about, it has high profit margins, and I'm going to show it to you in a second, okay? There's a lot of demand for it, from getting the inventory to selling it, because the bicycle industry is a billion-dollar industry, okay? So let me show you some exact bicycle flips that I've done, just starting with the $100, because like I said, Earlier, I told you I didn't want to start a business where I had to spend a whole lot of money. So this first deal that I flipped, this bicycle that I flipped, is a very interesting bike. Let me show it to you. I bought it for $100 and I sold it, guys, for $497. Really, I sold it for $500 because I priced it a little below what I really want, and usually people end up giving me the remaining $3 because I don't have change. Okay, and I don't have change, or they give it to me as a tip or whatever the story may be. So I bought this bike. This is a very interesting bike because this bike is made in Germany. You can't even get it in America. So someone, paid a lot of money to have it shipped here. And this bike is like fully loaded, okay? I'll zoom in real quick so you guys can see. Let me see. All right. It has fenders on the bike. It has a rack. It has a tail light. And the cool thing about this tail light is that it has a hub in the front that produces electricity as the bike moves forward, right? So it produces electricity and then it shoots up into the front light and the back light, which means that the lights never have to be charged up. So again, it has a fender, it has a suspension system, it has amazing tires, okay, and so on. So this was a pretty full loaded bike. Again, look at it, it's beautiful. On this bike, again, I didn't have to do anything because I remember I told you I didn't want to do a business where I have to learn how to fix stuff. So on this bike, I didn't have to fix anything. I didn't have to repair anything. The bike was in beautiful shape. So my strategy is to find beautiful bikes and buy them at a deep discount and sell it at a discount. Okay, so I can move it very, very fast because this bike took me just a few days to move, and it moved really, really fast. Again, you can see all the accessories that were added on here. This is the hub I was telling you about earlier with the lights, the fenders, really nice shock system, a great kickstand. I mean, all this stuff, guys, if you don't have a bike, if you were bought all these, you would have to buy it separately. It will cost a few $100, $300-400. Okay, this one came with it. It came with great tires, Schwab's. And again, I didn't know anything about bikes besides I love to ride bikes. I ride bikes all the time. Normally, I buy all my bikes brand new from the bike dealership. But I came to an idea, like I thought about it because I love to ride bikes, but I don't know how to fix bikes. I do not know how to fix bikes. I always buy all my bikes new. But I thought about it. There's a lot of people that are sedentary. There's a lot of people that are not working out. And I'm very confident they bought these beautiful bikes, maybe rode it one time, 5 times, 1 week, and then put it in their garage and never touched it again because it hurt their knees, it hurt their back, it hurt their butt. It was hard for them, which I could understand if I was sedentary, and they never rode it again, right? And so they let it sit in the garage, and then one day they decided to, hey, I need the money to sell it, okay, or I need the space to sell it, because there's 2 types of sellers that I deal with, and I deal with one type of seller, but it divides into 2 types. I deal only with motivated sellers. And this motivated seller category is 2 types. One is financial motivation. The other one is, I just need to get rid of this bike. I don't have space for it, or I'm moving out of town, or I'm moving out of the country, or things of that nature. I've already bought a new bike. I don't have a place for it. And the other type of sellers are, I need the money. I need this money. The pawn shop is, going to give me less than this. So they're highly financially motivated. So that's the first deal that I bought. Again, it was a beautiful bike. I didn't have to do anything to it, okay? Now, let me show you the next bike, okay? This next bike, I bought it for $20, right? I bought it for $20 and I sold it for $247, guys, okay? And this is, again, it wasn't this one was not a pretty bike. This was an old bike, but it didn't need any work. It was ready to go, as you can see from the pictures here. It has some accessories like, a little seat cover, make the seat a little more cushiony. But the cool thing was this was like an old school track entry-level mountain bike, and they sell pretty fast, because especially if they're made in America. And you can look at it right here. It's a pretty old bike. But again, I paid only $20 for it. I sold it for $247, and I did the percentage on that. That's like over 1,200%. Right, that's like 12 times my money. I put $20 in and I made 12 times my money. That's crazy. Okay, and here's another deal that I did. There should be a video popping up there if you want to look at it for the whole detail of this bike. This was a really amazing deal. I bought this Specialized mountain bike. It, has dual suspension, this front and back, for 150, and I sold it for 900 bucks, guys. 897. The guy gave me the extra $3. I got 900 bucks for it. It was like spanking, in great shape. And this guy just didn't want this bad boy. Actually he had like a couple of other bikes, but I wasn't interested in the other bikes. So I bought this for him, and I sold this one in warp speed, less than 24 hours. I sold this bike, guys, and I made that kind of profit. I put 150 in, and I made that kind of profit. So as you can see, that all these bikes that I just showed you fit into this category of what I wanted. I didn't want to have a complex business. I didn't want to know how to work on bikes. All these bikes that I bought didn't require any kind of repair or any kind of work. Okay. Now I could have bought bikes that require repair and require work, but that's not my strategy. And in my course, if you're interested in doing this yourself, in my course I show you exactly what is my strategy. I also give you my offer letters that I send to these people, because normally I scripted a really great offer letter that convinces them to give me the deal, but normally sellers will say no. Anytime you want to buy something at a deep discount, it's normal, they're going to say no. That's why I have the offer letter number 2 and number 3 and number 4, because it's aka negotiation. But you don't have to do it all. You just copy and paste my messages and auto send to them. You don't have to read it, think it, anything. Just copy and paste. Some people will say no. Some people will say F you. Some people will say, come pick it up, dude. Come pick it up. And these are the type of deals that I've picked up. Excuse me. So, all right. So let's talk about where I found these deals. Okay, I found these deals on free online classifieds. For example, like Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups like bicycle groups, Craigslist, offer up 5 miles, right? And people were posting their bikes for sale, and I went and I give them these professional scripted offers that I have 20 years experience of being an entrepreneur, negotiating real estate for myself as rental properties, negotiating real estate for my brokerage firm, negotiating with my moving business that I had for 14 years. So all those years of experience I put into these offer letters, and I went to these online classifieds and I just give them offers. Some of them said, come pick them up. Some of them said no. A lot of them, after I give them an offer, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, they message me, because the way I give the offer, say, hey, come pick these up. And that's it. Another way that I found these deals is I post ads on these websites like Facebook groups or Craigslist. It says I buy bikes. Okay, so there's 2 ways, what I call passive and proactive. For passive, I just post ads that say I buy bikes, and proactive, I message people that already have posted ads on these sites that I want to buy their bike. Okay, so I do both, and I get deals. If you're interested in getting my seller ads that I post that I buy bikes that actually have proven to work, they're street tested, then leave a comment below, say I, and I'll send you a message with it, where to download it, okay? Or you can just get my course and run with this, because the opportunity, personally for me, in 1 month I've done $9,119 in 4 days, guys, in 4 long days. But what someone makes in a month, just 4 days. And if you've been following me, I work very little. I like to spend time with my kids, because I know that the money is fake. Okay, they're printing it out at the Fed, but that's a different story. Okay, so now let's go into how did I sell it so fast? Okay, how was I able to sell this bike less than 24 hours? Well, first thing is I'm selling it at a discount. Okay, so I buy it at a deep discount, and I sell it at a discount. So there's going to be a lot of buyers that want to buy it, because I'm selling it below the fair market value. So for example, on this bike, the fair market value is over $1,000. You can buy this bike from $1,200 to $1,400. Okay, on the used market, when I'm selling it for $900. So what that does is that creates a lot of people that line up to come and compete for this deal. I remember, so many people had messaged me. That's why I sold it so fast. They wanted to buy it. So I was able to cherry pick the best of the best buyers, what I call the highly motivated buyers. Because if someone messaged me and they were trying to haggle me, or ask me, well, what's the year on this bike, and stuff like that, I would just ignore them because I have 5 other people messaging me, and someone was saying, hey, I'm ready to come pick it up right now. And that's exactly what happened. Someone messaged like, I'm ready to come pick it up right now. And it was like I just posted it online, and like less than an hour later someone wanted it, but it was late at night. I said, I'll just meet you in the morning. And that's why it took less than 24 hours, guys. Okay. So if you structure the deal correctly, which I go into my course, okay, and you should definitely get it below, there's a link there. You buy it at a deep discount and you sell it at a discount. The other reason that it sells so fast is, number one, I took amazing pictures of it. And in my course, I show you exactly how to take pictures, and we have a training video on how to do that, okay? So I took amazing pictures of it because 90% of sellers are selling on Craigslist, Facebook, OfferUp. They're just taking horrible pictures of the product, of their bicycles. So I take amazing pictures. I price it way below the fair market. And then number three, I write a really good description that paints a picture. And then in my course, I also have the description you just guys copy and paste into your bike ad, so you don't have to think about what to write, because that's very, very important. So I basically give you an outline of what to write, and you can use it over and over, depending on what kind of bike it is, over and over, okay? So it's like I said, the course is a turnkey solution, all right? So the reason I sell it so fast is write a great description, take amazing pictures of it, right? And then I price it below market, so there's a wave of people. Now, here's a very important thing. I never go and deliver the bikes. I don't do that. That's stupid. In my opinion, it's very stupid, because I'm looking for highly motivated sellers. I mean, I'm looking for highly motivated sellers, but I'm also looking for highly motivated buyers. So if I go deliver a bike to someone, that means that I'm motivated, right? And I don't want to do that, because if I bought the bike correctly, which in my course I'll show you how to do that, then I can price it below the fair market, and I'll have a lot of people lining up. And when that happens, I don't have to be motivated, because there's going to be motivated buyers for me. So I never deliver the bikes. I always have them meet me at somewhere close to me in the public to buy the bikes, right? So I never drop it off. I don't care if they say, "Oh, they'll pay me more money." No way. I want them to come to me. If they're not willing to come to me, I'm not even messing with them, okay? Now, the other good thing is that, sometimes I even had some of these buyers pay me in Bitcoin. I remember this one bike I did, the seller gave me $250 in Bitcoin, and at that time, Bitcoin was like roughly around $5,000, $5,500 or something like that. And today, as I'm making this video, Bitcoin is over $34,000. So imagine that. So when I sell these bikes, I always tell people, you can pay me in cash or you can pay me in Bitcoin. And some people choose to go with the Bitcoin route, which is pretty amazing, guys. I actually got a couple of customers that paid me in Bitcoin, okay? So now we talked about where I find these deals. We talked about how come I'm able to sell it so fast. We talked about why I started the flipping bike business, because I didn't want to, work for someone. I wanted to have a side hustle where I could make 6 figures with working very small amount of hours and not dealing with a bunch of people, having a bunch of inventory, having a bunch of office space, because all this stuff I just talked about, all these bikes fit into my little small electrical car, right? Fit into my Nissan Leaf. So I didn't want to get a pickup truck. I didn't want to do a hustle like flipping furniture, couches, or things of that nature that requires a lot of people to pick it up. Requires a big old truck. I got to go upstairs, downstairs, to curves. I wanted something really easy. And every one of these bikes that I showed to you all fit into my car without even having a rack. Eventually, I got a rack for free that I use, to do these deals, because some of these sellers that I've talked to, they're actually not only giving me their bikes, they're giving me their helmets, they're giving me their pump, they're giving me the car rack, and I'm able to use some of this stuff myself, or turn around and chop it off and sell it, or put it on a bike and then ask more money for the bike because I've added accessories. So this is a very great business. I'm able to do trades with people. So people bring me their bikes and they buy one of my bikes, and not only do I sell them a bike that I made a lot of profit in, but I'm also able to buy their bikes at a really deep discount. So it's a very cool business. Not that many people know about it, and again, I have tons of videos show you exactly how to do that. But if you want to accelerate your success, then there's 2 options. Get my course And if you're super serious about the help, then I'm willing to work with you on 1 month for coaching for $9.97. But that's optional if you're super serious. But if you're just serious, then make sure you get my course, because it's a copy and paste. I show you the video on how to inspect the bikes. I show you a video on how to take great pictures. I give you the ads on how to find the sellers. I give you the ads on how to find the buyers. I give you the ads on everything you need, guys. Okay, not only are you getting the book, you're also getting video training on all this stuff, right? So you're getting 3 things into one. You're getting the video training, you're getting the book, and you're getting the manuals that has all the stuff that's copy and paste when you do. You don't have to even think. You just gotta follow the instructions, guys. All right. Last but not least, I want to tell you, you're beautiful, you're powerful, you're kind, you're patient, you're generous, and I believe in you. Don't take no for an answer. Peace.